we have the integral of e to the 1 over x divided by x cubed. There can be a lot of ways to play around with this, like thinking maybe u is e to the 1 over x, and dv is 1 over x cubed. And it may take a second to figure out what values of u and dv should I choose. But remember, what is the purpose of integration by parts? It's to get to a simpler integral. We have a complicated one, we want to get it to a simpler one. So, if you play around with it, you think about it a little bit, you know that the derivative of 1 over x, bear with me, is negative 1 over x squared, correct? So, if we think about it from that perspective, then we can think about what our dv should be. Because if our dv is negative 1 over x squared e to the 1 over x, then our v should just be e to the 1 over x, which gets rid of a whole lot of terms. So we can just evaluate that and have that be our v, and just let the remaining stuff be our u. So that's exactly what I did. So if u is negative 1 over x, and dv is that minus 1 over x squared e to the 1 over x, then du will be 1 over x squared dx, and v is just simply e 1 over x. All right? So let's put these parts together. We have the integral of e to the 1 over x cubed dx equals v times u minus the integral of e 1 over x times 1 over x squared dx, which we just looked at here as the antiderivative of this value here of dv is e to the 1 over x, which makes our second integral pretty easy to evaluate. So we have our integration by parts formula. This part wasn't bad at all, right? That's our uv. And then this integral, we had already even calculated from our first step. So it just becomes the plus, because of the negative out here, plus e to 1 over x. All of this plus that constant of c. This is one of those problems that can be pretty tricky to deal with if you just don't look at it and think about it first. And think about your attack plan. What is the purpose of integration by parts? And splitting it up like this may not seem obvious, but as you take practice, as you keep going through these problems, you'll be able to see the patterns that start to emerge. When I first looked at this problem, my gut instinct was not to split up the fraction this way. But then I thought, what are the properties of e to the 1 over x? And I thought about the chain rule. And then this hit me. If I had v, if I wanted this v to be e to the 1 over x, the derivative of that is going to be of 1 over x, because of the chain rule, is negative 1 over x squared. So what would happen if I had v equal dv equaling this value? And then everything just started to fall into place. So try to be able to think about it. They may not be always the most obvious, but a lot of this is practice. It doesn't come immediately to everyone. You know, I may have spent a few minutes just thinking about this here. Practice will allow you guys to be able to do this as well. Have a great day.